the relationships in your life. The most important relationship of all, the most lasting relationship I will ever have, is the relationship I have with myself. All other relationships come and go. Even marriages that last until death do us part end eventually. The one person I am with forever is me. My relationship with me is eternal. So what is this relationship like? Do I wake up in the morning glad to find myself here? Am I a person I like to be with? Do I enjoy my own thoughts? Do I laugh with myself? Do I love my body? Am I content being with me? If I don't have a good relationship with myself, how can I have a good one with someone else? If I don't love myself, I will always be looking for someone to complete me, to make me happy, to fulfill my dreams. Attracting healthy relationships. Being needy is the best way to attract an unsuccessful relationship. As author Wayne Dyer says, in any relationship in which two people become one, the end result is two half people. You see, if you expect the other person to fix your life or to be your better half, you are setting yourself up for failure. You want to really be happy with who you are before you enter a relationship. You want to be happy enough so that you don't even need a relationship to be happy. Also, if you have a relationship with someone who does not love himself or herself, then it is impossible to really please that person. You will never be good enough for someone who is insecure, frustrated, jealous, self-loathing, or resentful. Too often we knock ourselves out trying to be good enough for partners who don't have any idea how to accept our love because they don't love who they are. Life is a mirror. What we attract always mirrors those qualities we have or beliefs we have about ourselves and relationships. What others feel about us is their own limited perspective of life. We must learn that life has always loved us unconditionally. Jealous people are very insecure. They don't value themselves. They have no faith in their self-worth. Jealousy is really saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth loving, so I know my partner is going to cheat me or leave me for someone else. This creates anger and blame. If you stay with a jealous person, then you are saying that you don't deserve a loving relationship. It's often the same thing with spousal abusers. They either grow up in a family where abuse was normal and they just continue the family pattern, or they blame the world and their partners for their own lack of self-worth. Abusers will never stop the abuse pattern unless they undergo therapy. Abusers almost always have a parent they have deep resentment towards. Forgiveness is a vital issue for them. They must understand their patterns and be willing to change. Our parents' influence. All my relationships are based on the relationships I had with my parents. I was so shocked when I first discovered this. Years ago, I'd gone to a loving relationship workshop conducted by Sandra Ray, expecting to learn how to attract a loving relationship. I was so dismayed when I learned that we were going to work on our relationships with our parents. By the end of the workshop, though, I learned that the reason I had so many problems in my personal relationships was because of the very difficult childhood I had. The abuses my mother and I had endured, the abandonment and lovelessness of my childhood, it had all transferred itself into my current relationships. No wonder I attracted abusive men. No wonder they always abandoned me. No wonder I always felt unloved and unwanted. No wonder I always seemed to have bosses that frightened me. I was just living out what I had learned as a child. That was a very important workshop for me. I released a great deal of resentment and learned to work on forgiveness. The relationship with myself improved enormously, and never again did I attract an abusive man. So rather than wasting our time saying men are no good or women are no good, let's look into the relationships we had with our parents. or that our parents had between each other. For example, what are your current complaints about the men or women in your life? Think about how you would fill in these blanks. He never. He always. She never. She always. Men won't. Women won't. Is this the way your mother or father behaved toward you? Did your mother treat your father this way? Or does this describe the way your father treated your mother? How was love expressed in your home when you were a child? You may have to reach back into your childhood relationship with your father or mother to resolve deep-seated fears surrounding a relationship. Ask yourself, what do I have to give up to be in a relationship? How do I lose me when I'm in a relationship? What messages did I receive as a child that created a belief in me that relationships are painful? Affirm the love for yourself. Perhaps you have a very difficult time setting limits, and people tend to take advantage of you. You may be sending out a message that says, I do not value and respect myself. It's okay to abuse me and take advantage of me. But this does not have to be true for you any longer. Begin today to affirm your love and your respect for yourself. Look into a mirror frequently and tell yourself, I love you. As simple as this sounds, it's a very powerful healing affirmation. As you grow in self-love, your relationships will begin to reflect this love and respect as well. You may wish to consider joining a support group such as Codependence Anonymous or Al-Anon. These are wonderful groups that will assist you in establishing boundaries in your relationships and help you reconnect with the self-love and respect that is within you. Check your local phone directory for a group near you. It pleases me to notice that self-help groups are becoming the new social norm. People getting together with similar problems, working on solutions. If you meet someone at one of these groups, you know that while they may have some problems, they are working to improve the quality of their lives. I believe that we have comfort zones in our relationships with others. These comfort zones form when we are very small. If our parents treated us with love and respect, then we associate this type of treatment with being loved. If, as is the case for many of us, our parents were unable to treat us with love and respect, then we learn to be comfortable with this lack. In an effort to get our needs met, to feel loved and cared for, we associate being treated badly with being loved. This becomes our pattern, and as a pattern is formed in childhood, it becomes the pattern we use unconsciously in all our relationships. This belief pattern that being treated badly equals love knows no gender bias. I believe that this type of dysfunctional pattern is more widely recognized in women because culturally, women are encouraged to express vulnerability and are thus more willing to admit when their lives are not working. This is changing, however, as more and more men become willing to reconnect with their vulnerability. Women Who Love Too Much by Robin Norwood is an excellent relationship book, and I also recommend the audio cassette album Making Relationships Work by Barbara DeAngelis. An affirmation for all of us is, I open my heart to love and I am safe.